Hi everybody! Today I am going to be reading The Island of the Skog by Stephen Kellogg. The Island of the Skog. It was a National Rodent Day, and Jenny decided to have a party. Hannah, Wooster, and Louie came. So did Bouncer and his buddies from the bowling alley. They arrived shaking after a narrow escape from the butcher's cat. Jenny decided to wheel in the desert right away. "Hot marshmallow cheesecake with raspberry fudge sauce," she announced. Meanwhile, the cat had slipped in with the delivery boy. The mice just barely escaped the basement. "A German shepherd got Granny last night," puffed Hannah. "We should stay in our holes." "I'm tired of living in a hole," said Jenny. "Let's fight for freedom," cried Bouncer. "We'll be soldiers, rough-riding rowdies. I'll be the general and commander-in-chief." "Wait!" cried Jenny. "Let's sail away instead. We'll find a peaceful island." The mice cheered. "I'll be the ship's captain," declared Bouncer. "Roadies, you're my crew." It took most of the night to load the ship and roll it to the harbor. Ignoring the crowd at the pier, they sailed bravely out to sea. So you see in there, they're sailing out to sea. During the first few days of the voyage, the mice feasted on chocolate waffles and coconut cherry cheese pie. Between meals, they dreamed of the island and tanned their pelts in the sun. As the days passed, it grew colder and colder. The mice were unprepared for winter weather. They huddled close to the waffle iron. Oh, look at them all close to the waffle iron. "Land ho!" cried Captain Bouncer one morning as the ship narrowly missed hitting an iceberg. The mice looked at the compass and discovered that they had been sailing toward the North Pole. "The compass must have been upside down," insisted Bouncer. "I'm tired of being captain anyway. I quit." He quit? My goodness. By the time they reached warmer seas, their food supplies were very low. The mice were seasick, homesick, and convinced they would soon be dead. "I'd give $1 billion for one last chocolate-coated cheese puff," moaned a roadie. Suddenly Jenny cried, "Land ho!" "The book calls it on the island of the Skog," said Wooster. "It says population 1 Skog, but it doesn't say what Skog is." "If there's only one, there's plenty of room for all of us," said Louie. "Why don't we bring it a gift so it will know that we're friendly?" "Wait a minute, Flubberhead," snapped Bouncer. "Suppose this Skog is dangerous. Let's blaze our way to the island and show him we mean business." We do mean business. The rowdies fired all 12 cannonballs, and the mice waded cautiously ashore. This is them firing all the balls. "I claim this land," cried Bouncer, "as a place where all mice can live without fear. We will build a great kingdom dedicated to the freedom of mice, and I will be the king." There were murmurs of surprise from the other mice. "Here we can all feel like kings," said Jenny. "And that's the most important part of being a king, as everyone knows." After unloading their supplies, they somersaulted on the beach through the long, brilliant sunset. How wonderful was it to be on land again. Finally, as the last days of daylight faded, they climbed back aboard the ship and spent the night. That's them unpacking, spending the night. Let's do it like this. At the dawn, they discovered an enormous footprint in the sand. "It looks like a bear track," said Hannah. "Stand aside, Tenderfeet," ordered Bouncer. "This is a job for the rough-riding rowdies. We'll use my grandpa's favorite trick. First, dig a deep hole, then cover it with straw, and bait it with honey. Tonight, the beast will smell the bait, stumble into the trap, and the island will be ours." By the evening, the trap was completed. The mice spent a sleepless night in a nearby hole. The next morning, they discovered the trap was empty. "Look!" shrieked Hannah. "Someone cut the rope. The ship is gone." "We're marooned," wailed the mice. Our only chance now," said Bouncer, "is to get rid of the Skog before he gets rid of us. Who will volunteer?" "It looks like a job for the rough-riding rowdies," said Jenny. So the rough-riding rowdies are on it. "Whose idea was it to come here anyway?" grumbled Bouncer. All eyes turned back to Jenny. "I have a plan," she said. "We must build a giant kite and tie it to a very long rope. We'll circle a honey jar with one end of the rope, and when the Skog seeps into the circle, we will send the kite aloft. The Skog will be pulled into the air and towed out to sea." So see, there's this monster, and they want to get it. So that's the Skog. The night, the mice hid behind a sand dune and kept watch over the honey jar. Just after dawn, a shadowy figure appeared on the beach. Wow, there's a shadowy figure on the beach. They're scared. The monstrous creature lurked toward the honey jar, trembling. The mice sent their kite into the ocean wind. So that's the scary beast, and they see it, and they're trying to get their rope out and try to get it. I don't know if they will. The plan had worked, but suddenly the Skog came flapping apart, and a half of him plunged back into the island. The fallen Skog lay flat and still, surrendered. "You pirate," puffed Bouncer. Suddenly, a little animal appeared. "Don't hurt me," he cried. "We won't hurt you," said Wooster. "We were afraid of you. Why did you wear this monster costume?" "Because I was afraid of you," cried the Skog. "I was frightened by your cannons and your trap." "What happened to our ship?" demanded Bouncer. "I cut the rope because I thought you were sleeping on board," confessed the Skog. "I've been so lonely here, but I decided it was better to be alone than be afraid." "If only we talked to each other," said Jenny. "Oh, he's alone and afraid." Bouncer stepped forward and helped the Skog to his feet. They all agreed to build a village and live together. "Let's make plans right now," suggested Bouncer. "The first thing we'll do is a national anthem. Roadies, you're the orchestra. The rest of you will be the chorus, and I will lead the music. Line up, everyone." "Heroes, let your voices ring. To our island home we sing. Shelter us from stormy seas. Keep our kitchen stuffed with cheese. Save our pelts from lice and fleas. Save our pelts from fleas and lice. Shout it once, shout it twice. Friends forever, Skog and mice." The end. I hope you all enjoyed.